What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kaiser here, and I'm going to be showing off my endgame bow build for right now. The build is a burst Flayer build, so these two skills right here. The main one you do want to max out is Flayer. Now, how do you get Flayer? Well, there are two armor sets that you want to run for it, but the main one is 4-piece Guardian Arcveld. Now, for the boots, it's really a toss-up. If you want to put more skills into burst, you want to go with the new Udra Meyer-Greaves beta. But honestly, you can go with really whatever you want, as long as it has a 3 slot for it to put chain jewels in. That's the main thing. The reason why I went with the alpha is because I do want to max out the alpha for Guardian Arcveld is to max out Flayer. It does have, you know, Park Breaker, which does help, but the main thing about Flayer, as you can see, as I'm about to show you, is to make as many wounds as possible. As you see, that was really fast to make a wound. And the whole thing about Flayer is to make as many wounds as possible. So anytime you see a monster, I'm not going to be doing a hunt right now because I don't have anything recorded for that. You'll see this little white patch on a monster. That's where it will tell you how to make a wound. You know, when you keep damaging it enough, a wound will pop out, and that's how you do your big damage on the bow. Now, when it comes to the burst part of it, the main reason why burst is really good on something like bow is because to proc burst, all it takes is 5 hits. 5 hits, which is really easy to get on bow. You know, this, it procs on any hit. So, say like you don't want to do that, like your normal shots, your power shots, you could just do an arc shot. You could do an arc volley, and you can see it procs burst. Now, what does burst do, right? What does it really do? You know, it tells you that, you know, if I can find it, because I'm a goofy goober. As you can see, it just says continuously landing hits gradually increase your attack and element attack. But that's only at if you have +2 of the skill, or level 2 of the skill. The first one just gets, you know, a little bit. I did the numbers. It's about a 15% boost at level 5, and it's about a 13% damage boost at level 4. So, it honestly, when it comes to the level, you can go for the 15% boost, that's at level 4, or you can just go for level 5, or you can just go level 4 and put your stuff elsewhere. Now, when it comes to the talisman, I went with the Chain Charm 2, which isn't really that hard to grind. It does require you to be at the end of the high rank story, so Hunter rank 42, which is where it kind of ends off, but that is really what. Now, when it comes down to mantles, you have about, with all the mantles you have about 3 options, right? The first one, say you're not really that good at doing the discerning dodge, which is the adept dodge that bow has, where if you dodge an attack, and it refunds your stamina based on how much damage the attack would have done. Now, say you weren't really that good. The Mending Mantle is about, it has a 60-second duration. It's about 3 to 4 max potions worth of HP. If you say like you use this mantle at you've already gotten hit and you're pretty low, it will max potion at like 10 seconds. It's about 3 to 4 max potions worth of HP. Your second option is Evasion Mantle. What Evasion Mantle does is every time you dodge an attack before you are going to get hit, like perfect blocks or a discerning dodge, it gives you a damage boost. It also increases the damage you do with combos. And the last option, probably my favorite one, is the Corrupted Mantle. Now, this is a spoiler item. This is from when you do the hunt for Gore Magala towards the end of the high rank story. Now, let me show you what the Corrupted Mantle does. If you don't know, it is pretty similar to a Rise Break skill, where it gives you increased affinity, but it decreases your damage. Now, why would you use this? Well, on paper, to make this the best it can, because you are going to be using Guardian Archveld armor, the Guardian Arc, or all the Guardian armors have a special perk called, which one was it? It's called Guardian Pulse. Right? Actually, no. Guardian Pulse is just, it has a chance to proc and does some, like 150 damage, right? But the main reason why you want to be using a 4-piece Guardian Archveld set is for the perk Decimator. Now, what Decimator does, right, is every time you break a wound, it will heal you. Say, like, I'll have to change some settings for this. Right. As you can see, I got healed, right? And the reason why it works so well with Flayer, right, is because every time you do get hit and you break a wound, it will heal you.
Want to tweak its behavior?
Now, let me put it at this one, right?
Let's give it a try.
Let me change the trending dummy so it can attack. Might take some damage. Take a little bit of damage. I'm gonna get hit a few more times just to show off what it does. I think that's right. This isn't a big catch. Say like you got hit a few times and now you have a wound. Look at my health bar before and after I break this, right? But I got healed. It's about the same health as it's about half of a normal potion at level 1 and about the full healing of a potion at level 2, which is why you want to use the 4-piece and not the 2-piece. Now, what weapons you would want to use it really depends on your style. As you can see, I am using the high rank version of the Guardian Doshuguma bow, the Griefbringer Urstox. It's the highest raw damage bow in the game with negative 15% affinity. Now, what's my decos on this, right? You may be asking. To be honest, your decorations can really be whatever. You know, I have Spread for normal shots, Expert 2 to boost up the affinity a little bit, because once you combine it with the Corrupted Mantle, it will bring your affinity to positive. And the final one is just Precision, right? It's just Precision, which gives you Spread power shots, which, you know, that's pretty good. Also, Oh yeah, I messed that one up. What Precise does, it gives you the special ammo boost, which don't worry about the bow gun part. The main thing you want to focus on for bow specifically is Dragon Piercer, Thousand Dragons, and Tracer. Every time you use a Tracer or focus shot, it increases damage, and when you break a wound, it puts you into Dragon Piercer, which gets the increased damage from Precise. What about the other ones I have? Well, the next one up is Brace. Just Brace, you know. It gives you flinch free when you're playing in group content and you don't want to get tripped up by, you know, a longsword user or stuff like that. I have a defense here just because this is an older iteration of the build. Chain 3, which increases your burst, and the final one, which is Shockproof. Shockproof disables damage reactions when you are hit by a friend or a friend hits you. It's just another, you know, friendly fire perk like Brace / flinch free. It helps out a lot. Now, what are some alterations you can do? The main alteration you can do is just swap up the bow. Honestly, that's probably the best thing. The reason why I picked Griefbringer is because it gives ballistics 2 and special ammo as a bonus 1. Really solid build. Another bow that you can use is something if you're into a bow that uses Tetronad shots. It's another bow perk that basically increases the damage of files you do. Let me find a bow that has Tetrad shots. Not that one. Really, when it really comes down to like your bow picks, the main thing you want to do is to at least have a bow in every single element. As you can see, I don't, because I've been focusing on making armors and stuff. But if you want to use Tetronad shots, I just have to change a few things. We say I take spread off, we'll be fine. Tetrad shot. What Tetrad shot does is increases the affinity. This is very specific. The affinity of the fourth shot and the attack of. Actually, no. I was being weird. From the fourth shot of your bow, you have about 10 files you can use. From fourth shot onward, you'll have increased affinity on those coded shots. From the fourth and sixth shot, you have increased attack. Now, what does that look like, right? I'm gonna put one. I'm gonna put one, right? See, I'm using close range, right? I'll put that on. Nothing. Now, on this shot, you can see it had a little effect. Now, you made me say, well, Kaiser, that seems kind of dumb. You know, you do this, and they go, boom. You have increased damage. That's really the only other alteration I would do, is find a bow that uses Tetrad shots, if you're into files, and use that. But overall, the build is specifically tailored around increasing your damage and making as many wounds as you can. More wounds means more damage, which means more faster hunt times, and on top of that, it means it makes farming a lot of monster parts quicker, because every time you break a wound, it will drop a part on a drop list of wounds, or a drop table that can drop loot from wounds. It's mostly just like, take like New Udra, for example. It's either its hide or its oil use. And it depends, depending on monster. So when it comes to this build, all you want to do is, you know, if you see a wound, the thing is about wounds, the specific monsters after one breaks, it will show up again pretty soon. And the good thing about this, right? Say like I break a wound, right? So say this is a monster and there's a wound right here, and you can make a wound on the other side. Now what you can do is drag it through your other side, right? And you, as you see it, you do a little bit of damage, and then boom, another wound. You know, that's how you want to play this build by making as many wounds as you can. Like, I've had hunts where I've broken like 20 wounds, and it's because of this. Now, if you do enjoy this video, I would kindly ask you to like and subscribe. If you want to see a different build for weapons and stuff, let me know in the comments. I'm down. I'm currently working on getting every armor set in the game for high rank, and I have no problem making builds for other weapons that you want to see. If you want to see a full comprehensive guide on how to use bow, let me know. I love this bow and I love this game. Anyways, it's been your boy Kaiser.